we're gonna start today, and today is Friday, so we're just gonna have a conversation. And right now we're gonna talk about English for intermediate students. So I don't know if we can see the chat. English
Okay.
for intermediate students. So what I want to talk about today is that what is the definition of an intermediate student to begin with. I think intermediate student is able to comprehend most of what he's hearing, or listening, at least a good 60 to 80% of what he hears, or yeah, 60 to about 80%. He can understand a regular conversation where there's not many uncommon words that are being said. And I think it's very important for any type of student to not take themselves too serious. It's not very important. Don't take yourself too serious. Yourself too serious. Like a lot of people are gonna tend to think that it's something very serious. I have to study all this vocabulary. I have to get myself to a certain level of fluency. Like we spoke in the class about speaking, improving your speaking. Like people think that I need to have this level of fluency by the next month. I want to be able to have English fluency in 30 days. And that's not the way that's gonna work out or work for you, because you shouldn't be aiming to get fluency in English. You should be aiming to have confidence when you speak, and know how to express your thoughts, and how to express yourself. So this is the part that's gonna differentiate an intermediate student from an advanced student. Advanced students.
Oh,
Most of my students here are intermediate, which means that they can understand most of what I speak, especially since I will not be using very uncommon English, and I will not be using slang. Do you know what slang is? Well, slang is the language that is used in different territories. For example, in England they have their own slang. In the United States they have different slang, and each state of the United States, or each region, they have different slang. For example, instead of me saying I am going to get it done, I may say I am gonna. That's the type of slang. I'm gonna get it done. But it's still not too confusing. Most people understand it. But another type of slang is I am finna get it done. You see what I'm saying? I'm finna get it done. You don't hear that very often. I'm finna, but it's used to. That's type of slang. So number one, don't take yourself too serious. Like I gotta learn this. Take it. Number two, you gotta take it day by day, I guess, or take it slow. Uh, what I mean by take it slow, I mean that you should be able to to understand what you're listening to. Like I mentioned in my other session, at least 70% of a movie you're watching or cartoon, you must understand in order to go from intermediate to advanced. So once you're an advanced student in English, you're able to express yourself confidently. So even as an advanced student, I consider myself an advanced student of English because I'm still learning new expressions on a daily basis. What does a daily basis mean? A daily basis. Daily basis means daily, every day, every day. You see, that's another example of slang that I should not use for intermediate and beginner students. Another conversation we haven't had is about the beginner, but we can address that in another session. So take it slow, one day at a time. One day and one word expression at a time. At a time. Also, when you're having fun, when you're not taking yourself too serious, you're able to enjoy what you are learning. And number 3, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of opinions or failing, or opinions, because when you gotta learn, you gotta you gotta learn like a native speaker does. So how does a kid learn to walk? Learn to walk, right? Imagine that there's a kid who's learning to walk, but he's afraid. He's like, I cannot do this. I don't have what it takes to walk. I don't know. He's not gonna learn to walk because he's too afraid. It's similar with English. Like, if you're too afraid, you're not ready to, you're not gonna put in the work, which is the next point. If you're too afraid, if you're too worried about, you get me? Too worried about what people think you will fail. If you're too worried about what people think, you will fail. Which leads us to number 4, and it's consistency. I hope I'm spelling everything correctly. Maybe I'm not, but I'm not gonna be too serious about it. I'm gonna be more serious about the meaning of my words, what I'm trying to convey. To convey means to the message that I'm trying to give you. Message. I'm sending you a message right now. So that's number 4. Number 4 is gonna be the consistency. It's gonna be basically showing up. Showed up today, right? And you don't need to show up right at a certain time. You can watch this later, but once you are not afraid of others' opinions and you're not afraid of failing, like with the example of a kid who wants to learn to walk, what does the kid do after that? And after not taking himself too serious, and after, what was point number 3? After taking it slow, after that, he was consistent. He kept on practicing. He kept on practicing on how to walk. When you learn how to walk or ride a bike, you fall, right? So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. You need to keep on trying, consistently, every day trying, every day putting the work in. Otherwise, how are you supposed to learn? It's like me giving these lessons. Some days I don't feel like showing up. Some days I don't feel like talking in front of a camera or like preparing a lesson. Or I don't feel motivated, or I feel tired from work. But I still try my best to show up. Because if I don't show up, how am I supposed to become better? How am I supposed to go from being an advanced? Right now, I was saying that my level is advanced English student. So how am I gonna go from advanced to mastery? I can't if I don't put in the work and I don't show up every day, and I don't teach and I don't present. I won't be able to better myself. So that's pretty much it for today. Thank you for showing up. And do you have any comments?
Thank you, Manny. Thank you for your effort. And I am sorry for being late today in class.
No problem. Yeah. Yeah, that's not a problem. We weren't able to set up the audio right now, but you can watch the recording. I will try to make it available on YouTube as soon as possible, so you can get the whole thing that we went over, the four things we went over. So I'm gonna make a summary, which means I'm gonna go over them real quick, like briefly. I'm gonna repeat everything I just said. So if you're an intermediate student, that means that you can understand 60 to, let's say, 75, roughly 80% of what an English speaker, an authentic English speaker says to you, as long as he's not using slang or uncommon words or expressions. When you want to move from being an intermediate student to an advanced student, you need to not take yourself too serious, because you're having fun, right? You're doing this because you want to, not because someone's forcing you to do it. And you cannot learn if you're too busy thinking about vocabulary, thinking about grammar. You need to take it slow, which is number 2. You need to take it slow and begin with watching and understanding authentic English speakers, and consuming content. At least 70% you must understand, and you need to do it on a daily basis, not one day at a time. And don't be afraid of opinions of others or failing, because you're going to learn like a native speaker does, right? Like how a kid learns to walk. If you're too worried about what people think about you, you will fail. Like imagine a kid who's too worried about people are gonna tell him if he's learning how to walk. Like he's probably not gonna learn to walk. And number 4, you need to be consistent with it, by showing up and putting the work every day, because that's how you're supposed to learn, and that's how you're supposed to work and That's how winning is done, basically. So thank you for watching. Any questions?
No.
Okay. Thank you. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording.